Hello everyone, we have Pruitt with us. He is one of the most, how do you say, famous, recognized,
Prolific, let's say.
prolific Wikipedian. And how many edits do you have?
Almost 2.5 million.
Almost 2.5 million. Wow! And for how many years you have like using your editing Wikipedia?
I've been editing now, let's see, it's been over 12 years actually on my current account.
So which was your first edit?
On my current account, my first edit that I remember was an article I wrote about an ancestor of mine named Peter Francisco, who was a soldier in the American Revolution, and he was from Central Virginia. And that was on an old account, and I lost the password. On my current account, I think my first edit was to an article about Michael Pacher, who was a German painter and sculptor from the Renaissance. I studied art history in college, and I wrote some things about Pacher before I joined Wikipedia. And so I just wanted to write something about something that I knew.
Wow, so basically that means almost all the popular articles have at least one edit from your account.
Probably, I've been around long enough.
Awesome. And the Time magazine said like you are one of the 25 people, most influential people on the internet.
Last year, they named me one of the 25 most influential. I was in the magazine, I was on the website. It was nice.
That's amazing. So what inspires you to contribute to Wikipedia or edit on Wikipedia?
A lot of things. First of all, I was a nerd in college. It gives me a chance to write. I mean, I have a degree in the humanities, which I don't really use in work. It allows me to write. It allows me to do some work in my interests and my discipline. So my mother grew up in the Soviet Union, and she's a refugee. And learning knowledge was very important in our house when I was growing up. Also, I'm very aware of what it's like to grow up in a society where knowledge is not free, because of what we have spoken about, what she went through. And anything I can do to make it a little bit freer, a little bit easier for people to access, so much the better.
That's amazing and inspiring. So on this like 2.5 million, almost 2.5 million edits, which is your memorable edit?
I don't know. I don't think too much about them once I've done them. I don't like to take ownership. I like to think it's done, it's out there. Let other people look at them, use them. If they don't like them, they can revert them. I don't focus on that part of it too much. I've written a lot of articles. I've worked with Women in Red. I've written articles about notable women from all over. I'm doing some work on Washington, D.C. art right now, which is very interesting to me. Art more generally, especially a lot of women artists. I've written some things about Virginia, because I grew up in Virginia. Those are probably my broadest areas of interest, but really, anything that I see needs working on, I work on. But once it's done, it's done. Let it be for others.
That's so cool. And I know many editors who get into edit conflict or some kind of debates, and then they get frustrated and then they leave and never come back. I'm pretty sure like in your 12 years journey you also came across like so many instances. So how do you keep yourself focused and how you stay on track?
First of all, I never respond in the moment.
Okay.
Very easy if you respond in the moment to say something you're going to regret. Most of the time, like I say, if you want to revert my edit, that means you are more interested in it than I am now. I made the edit. That was my choice. I said what I wanted to say. Now you're saying what you want to say. You clearly feel more passionately about it than I do. I generally leave it alone. Sometimes I get into a little bit more in-depth edit. Not really warring. I try not to war, but I can be stubborn. But I remind myself, it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters. But it's one little thing on one big website, which is one part of my life. So one little edit is not that important. It's not going to end my day. It's not going to ruin anything for me.
That's such a small thing to say, but I'm pretty sure like everyone knows about it, but it is really difficult to follow in real life.
Oh, it is. Oh, yes, it is. I admit that. It's part of why I say don't respond in the moment.
So how much like 24-hour rule, like how much time should be there?
Usually I see it, I go away and do something else. I come back 4 or 5 hours later. I try not to forget. Sometimes I do. But, a few hours, not 24 hours. I don't like to leave it too long because then people think you're ignoring them. And I don't think that's fair either.
Okay, so wait, but don't wait so much that other people feel like
Yeah.
disrespected and
Yeah.
you totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, thank you so much for sharing this. So what is the one thing that you would like to share with the rest of the Wikipedia community?
I don't think what I do is actually that unusual or that unique. I think what I'm doing, anybody can do, and that's what makes it so wonderful. Anybody who wants to can do the same things that I'm doing, and anybody can alter the encyclopedia in the same way. We all have a choice. We all have a chance to do it. We all have a voice, and it's the collective that's going to make it so much more interesting. And I know people approach me and say, "You're the most important. You're the first. I'm really not. I mean, I've just been lucky enough to get more notice for it than other people, but I'm really not." So,
Thank you so much for sharing your time, and I hope everyone gets inspiration. Even I learned so many things by just sitting with you and like understanding specifically, like, do not react at the moment, take some time, do something else, come back. Even if something happens, that's not end of the world. Like, it's just a small part of your life. So thank you so much,
it's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
and hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Bye.